Dark Souls. So, what happened for episode 13 was I had recorded footage for the Herald dungeon, well I thought I had, and turns out I hadn't. So this is basically a run through. I'm actually further on the game, as you can probably tell by Esther's account and the bonfire status. And also the fact that shortcut that's opened when it's actually not opened. So I'm going to run you through the first part of the Irithyl dungeon. I've made notes about where to find various items. It won't be there obviously when I go around, but they'll be there. So this is recorded after the fact, but part 2 and 3 are actual footage. So it kind of cut awkwardly, but at least it shows you what the level's like. So first of all, you come down here. In this very first room, there is a rusted coin, and that person will scream very loudly and deafen you, and yeah, so forth. It's pretty unnerving. There's an enemy in here. Just kill him. This room should have nothing in it. Oh, that's jailer. I'll show you one of those in a minute. In this room there'll be a last Titanite shard. Nothing in here, I believe. And in this room, which I actually haven't opened yet, you need a key called the jailer's keyring, which I have. And the item will be a rusted gold coin. So I never come back to this bit. You'll get the jailer keyring in a section of Irithyl dungeon, which is in kind of like the profane capital area. Right. Jailers are nasty enemies. They have two effects, one of which is it reduces the maximum health you have. Second of all, they have a soldering iron which can stun lock you. You hear the effect like a boom 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 boom, and your health bar would just disintegrate. Next item is a fading soul, which is on here, but be wary because that happens and he'll push you down there. So just go up, dodge roll, and avoid it. Okay, in here, no more enemies. Just one. I think you have to open that gate. I don't think it's opened originally. There are more enemies in there. Ooh. Right. Whenever they alert it, they go red, and they'll go yellow or blue normally. Right, so those dealt with. Let's kill these guys. There's a jailer that patrols that bridge, so you want to catch them. Whenever you get line of sight with them, they go hostile, and will use that effect on you. For enemies that seem to float, they have these loud footsteps. I'm assuming they're footsteps. And carry down. Is there anything in here? Nope. Right. There's a shortcut down there that leads to the lower level. One on the other side. And there's a shortcut here which you need a key to unlock. And there should be a large Titanite shard here. Yeah. The key to unlock that is down the other end where I'm facing. So next up, you cross the bridge. Or what you can do, if you're feeling in a cheesy mood, stand here, equip a bow. Again, my bow's at a higher level than it would be when I first did this, and you can snipe the guy over there. Now, he would never actually come all the way over. Or it gives up. It's a good idea to do this actually, because he faces you when you go down that way, and that just leaves you an open corridor for him to do his effects on you. They sometimes drop their gear, which is Jailer Robe, Aristocrat's Mask, and so forth. If you head down here, there's the usual enemies. Nothing there. It's in here, yes. There's a break in the wall. I don't believe there's anything here, and there's an enemy chained to the wall here. A really weird enemy. So, I think, do I make a note for here? I think there might be like a large Titanite shard around here somewhere. Perhaps in one of these areas. I can't see to all. I think, actually. Looking for any corpses which the item will be on. Well, take my word for it. There's probably an item around here. I can't for the life of me remember where the damn thing is. Just out here, there's another route down to the second floor, again with more enemies on it, and this opens up a shortcut from this side. Although, I think the last Titanite shard is down here. And in this room is the jailbreaker's key, which opens up the gate on the other side. Also down there, there's a shortcut which opens up. We'll get to that in a minute. So, let's cross the bridge and have a look down the first shortcut. First route down. Now, there's cage monsters down there, and a singular jailer which you can do a plunging attack on, which I'm about to do. Okay, now you can bow these, spell these, or just brutalize them. Pretty naff, and they give you fading souls. Now this room only opens with the Jailer's keyring, and it's got the prison chief's ashes in it. That also opens with the Jailer's keyring. Down here, there is an enemy, and possibly an item. Carrying on down here. Could be a soul. So I'm just going by my notes, so I haven't got the map available to me. Alright, first room. Enemies. Who would wake up? There is the old sorceress set on that, right, enemy? Nothing in that room. And this room's got one of those wankers in it. I've got a fire weapon. This great magic barrier in here. Now when I was fighting this enemy, fighting this time around, I think it's one of these guys I was fighting. I think I got invaded at the same time and died shortly thereafter. Yeah, I think there's an enemy with a soul in it or something down here. That's what my notes say anyway. Could be one of the enemies along here. So, again, that one you can only open with the jailbreaker's key, which you need, which you get later on. So, making good progress. Across the bridge. The next room is rather more awkward. There are 3 jailers in here. One hiding in the corner there, one down below, and one over there. Now I'm going to whap on Havel's ring so I can quit bow and sword at the same time. Havel's ring, Havel's ring, Havel's ring. Equip bow. And basically just want to snipe these guys. That attack they do with the soldering iron can stun lock you, and combined with their health drain effect, can be very lethal. So far, so good. And then you just plunge this guy. There's a couple of the enemies ahead. Yeah, the cage ones. And in this room you've got this wanker. I think it's not sure what's on that on there. Can't remember. Possibly ashes? I don't know. Right, you got another one of these doofuses. There's a soul on that corpse there. And come down here. There's a crystal lizard. And 2 enemies that will have a go at you. That's locked, you have to open it, but that one isn't. That one may drop the tailbone sword, and this one will drop the tailbone spear. And it may, not necessarily. Crystal lizard on the way here as well, which can draw you into these guys. Okay. So, the jailbreaker's key takes you up there. Down here and ahead, you have an item on the edge here, which is homeward bone. I'm gonna go back. It's a good idea when you clear out the section to clear out all the jailers, particularly on the routes back. You can get to the shortcut without having to come through there by just dodge rolling off the edge, as you'll see I do in the second part. So, we're going to go through here. So there's a lot of shortcuts that lead back, cutting down the amount of enemies you have to kill. The jailbreaker's key, which you've got on this side, brings us out here. And if you're a mage, this whole area is very good for you. It's got lots of stuff. On the platform down here, there is the bellowing Dragon Crest ring, which really boosts sorceries. And then we're going to plunge attack the guy here. Okay, so where we were before was just coming down that pathway there. And that there is the main Irithyl dungeon with the room with lots of jailers in it, which we're about to get to via the long route. Now, in here there's a mimic, which is right about there, which contains an Estus shard, so it's kind of a mimic you have to kind of kill. Carrying along here, there'll be a whole heap of enemies. And there's a way through from above. So, some of these enemies are crossbow people as well, so... This might be a little bit more trickier because obviously it'll be a lower level. There's a sorry, looking back at my notes. A Soul of a Weary Warrior there, and there's a drop down. I'll show you where that drop down leads. So there's a ladder here, which acts as just kind of a shortcut and a way back. Drop down here. Gate will be locked. Open up the gate, and in this room there's a giant with a load of rats down the bottom. The shortcut where the bonfire is actually through that door straight ahead. So you can actually hide here and snipe the giant if you want to. There is a crystal lizard and Soul of a Crestfallen Knight, and a ladder that leads down, so you can come down this way if you want to, or you can drop down from that little passage there that leads you onto those rocks, and you can kind of follow the rock route down that way. Since I'm here, I'm going to go down this way. Right, carry along. There's item there, which is a pickaxe on that corpse, and a whole load of rats. Spinning rats. More rats will come out that little hole. Well, this area is a bit of a mimic haven. There's like somewhere in the region of about half a dozen mimics, literally about 6 or 7 mimics in this whole region, both Ethereal Dungeon and Profane Capital. Up there, there's a chest which contains the key to Sigmar's cell, not Sigmar, Sigward's cell, and another mimic which has the Dark Clutch ring, but that's actually in the second part of the video. And come through here. Right, so we have 2 big rats in here. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. It's fucking rats. I think they nearly killed me when I played it first time around. And in this room there is a dung pie somewhere. Here, dung pie. There might be 2 of them. Okay. And there's a room here with 7 jailers patrolling around the outside. But you don't need to worry too much about that. Just come out here, grab the last Titanite shard, and run down here. So, and this is a big room, like 7 or 8 jailers in it. I think 8 in total, and a mimic. A whole loads of stuff, but that will feature in the second part. Run up here. There is, I believe, an item. Is there an item here or not? Not there. There's a dragon on this dragon torso stone on this individual here. That there is Dragon Peak. Arch Dragon Peak, which is actually we'll be covering next set, or in set 18. And come up here. There is the shortcut. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Either coming up the lift or going down the lift. Be ready to jump off here. There's a miracle called Lightning Sword. I'm pretty sure it's a Lightning Sword. So come through, up here, grab the soul off that guy, open the gate, and there we are, one shortcut. Again, you can get to the shortcut by just running along there, and then dodge running off, running down the slope. Time it so you don't hit the 2 cage creatures here, so you want to perhaps drop down back here, and let's go straight through. Okay. That's pretty much what I did. 1 death due to idiocy, with, I think it's the bleed creature that killed me, and I got invaded at the same time, so saved me from dying to the invader. So what I did when I done the recording is I went all the way back and back to the bonfire and leveled up, which is where the second part will pick up from. Obviously with me a lot lower level than I am now. Of course. Okay. Catch you in a bit.